me first say I know you guys all have a job to do, and as you know, it's been hell and high water. We don't close our place very often, and we just did it because of Cassius' family down there, and for him. But that won't last long, and we'll have some other players here. But you know, my message to the team tonight was play with a broken heart. You know, you always look at it that you want to play for somebody and this and that, and you know, these guys' hearts were broken. I mean, I've coached in a lot of games in my career, but this was by far my most difficult day. It really was. I got word shortly after midnight, and spent the next 4 or 5 hours at the hotel with Cash and his family, and he did come to the shoot around for a little bit. I did not know if he was going to play. I didn't even know how to handle it, if I was to be very blunt and honest with you, because all I told him is we'll support you either way, no matter what you do. I guess if I was to be honest, I expected him not to play, but everyone grieves a different way, and we left it 100% up to Cassius, with total support from every coach, every player, and every member of our athletic department. As many of you know, Cassius is, his brothers are the world to him. I've never seen a kid over my years that was as close with his brothers, which, you know, Zachary grew up around the team so much, he grew close to all the guys. And so what happened is, you know, they are trying to be strong for Cassius, but they're all friends with Zachary too. He spent a lot of the summer here. I mean, he's just kind of like a member of our team. He's just not. But for Cash, there's a bond there. We all could say that our brothers and sisters are important, our parents are important. But if you saw those 3 guys, it was a bond that was closer than close. And you know, when you're a coach, you're trained kind of to see a problem and then try to fix it. And that's what we do. We see problems and we try to fix them. But you know, in this case, there was nothing that we could say or do that will make anything any better. So all we did was tell Cassius that we're going to support him. We told his mom and dad, told his brother Kai, that we're going to support him. And it's going to get a little tougher. Sometimes, as I've learned from people I talked to today, you know, you can sometimes get an adrenaline rush. And whatever his was, because he was spectacular. The assist, you know, he made in that first half, I caught myself saying, wow. And so the support we gave him and his family has been special, and I think he appreciated it. As far as the game goes, we got off to a great start. Mostly him getting people the ball. I thought our 5 starters looked really connected tonight. Seemed like the ball was moving better, we were getting around things better. We're pretty good defensively. They did hit some threes after the first 5 minutes, and then they started offensive rebounding a little bit. We had a little letdown when we got up 27 or 5 or whatever it was. And I was surprised. I mean, I didn't think this was Kentucky, but I think this is a better team than they played. I don't know if they didn't play well tonight. You know, it's hard for them too. You know, those coaches before the game, talking about class people, they all came down and said how bad they felt, as, you know, they all wanted to say something to Cassius. That's a pretty class group. And speaking of that, I got texts from every coach, players and everything all over the country today. And so we didn't shoot it great. We did early, but then we took some bad threes. We rebounded it pretty well, and plus 15. And I thought the stat of the day for an Izzo coach team is 4 turnovers is un-American. You know, I guess that's a new standard to try to live by, but those 4 turnovers made a difference because we wanted to get in the high 60 shots up. We got 74 shots up. And that's the difference in turning over 16 times against Kentucky and 4 tonight. So if there's questions, I'd be more than happy to take them. I thought we got a lot of ball out of a lot of players, but you know, we'll see what happens from here on.
I guess, what did he give you a reason why tonight was important to play, and how much did it mean to have his dad and brother in the stands to kind of deal with all this?
You know, guys, I don't know the answers to that. You know, I'm supposed to know all the answers. I was with Cassius from midnight till 4 last night. I was with him from 9 a.m. This morning for a while, and then he spent a lot of time with his parents, and saw him a little bit at the shoot around, and I saw him just a little bit before the game, but it wasn't questions I was asking. I knew his dad wanted to be at the game, and Kai did, but I didn't get into all that. I had to give him his space. I just felt like he just needed his time, and so we didn't discuss a lot of things except if he wanted to play or not, where his parents wanted to sit, if they came at all, and that was about it, to be honest with you.
Tom, for you, you've coached a lot of basketball, but tonight you lost a young man really who was part of the team, and Zachary's always been around. For you, was that one of the most difficult moments, leading a team through those times?
You know, I don't think I led the team. I think Cassius did, and he did it not with his words, he just did it with his actions. You know, when he walked into the shoot around 15 minutes after we got started, I was shocked. I was. I just, you know, I've talked to a couple people today that are a lot better at figuring these things out than I am, and they said every individual responds differently, and that's what makes it so difficult.
Sorry.
All you can do is give them their support, but at the same time, I think you look at a coach and you feel that kid's always asking for answers, and I just couldn't give him any answers. So support was good. There was a lot of love in that locker room, and a lot of love in that arena, and but it's going to have to probably double, because I think the road gets a little tougher for him as things wear off, as we've all gone through losing loved ones. Thank God most of them were older that I know of, and when they're that young, it's just something that is difficult.
Again, sorry for your loss. Going back to next week, how do you get guys back on track with the emotional part, but still trying to prepare for the big games coming up?
There'll be a lot of talking. You know, there'll be a lot of just spending time trying to read people. I mean, I told them you can play with the broken heart. You know, there's nothing wrong with admitting that. I also told them I'm going to try to coach you the same way, because the hardest part of life that I'm learning is, you know, is it never stops. It just keeps going, you know, and somebody dies and someone's born. You know, I think I knew that all my life, but when it hits home a little differently, you really look at it in a different way. And so, what am I going to do? I'm going to coach him, but I promise you my staff's going to spend a lot of time with them and with Cash, because there'll be some lonely nights, and there'll be some questions, you know, the whys that we all ask when things happen. I'm sure will be asked, and I just got to be there to support him, and I will be.
Now, I'm sure you got to know Zachary some, at least given the amount of time you spent, you know, up here and around the program. Just wondering, you know, how would you describe him? How will you remember him as a person?
Big smile. Maybe the a little more talkative than some of the Winstons. Just a great kid. He was so happy that, you know, we had that game here. He was so sad that he couldn't play, but so happy that he could be a part of it and see all his boys and see his parents, just the joy of having 3 sons on the same court and all those things. You know, I think Cash said it best last night late when his brother was sitting there. You know, we just gotta believe he's in a better place, and we just try to support that.
There was a point in the second half where Cassius came out, not the last time, but
you talked to him for a minute, and I saw you take a deep breath inside. Was this kind of a night for you and for everyone to just kind of find a way to get through it, you know?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, last night I went over there right when I got the phone call. I did a pretty good job last night. This morning I had to address my team at a 10 o'clock breakfast, and I didn't do as good a job then. And I just told him how proud I was of him, that I didn't think I'd have the mental toughness to be able to do what he did. And he just said thanks. And it was, I said, I'll try to get you back in there. Maybe you can shoot the ball once or twice because you didn't take many shots. And he did smile. So he was very connected in the huddles. And I mean, again, I don't know. You never know until it happens to you, but the intestinal fortitude he showed to be able to do what he did at the level he did it at is truthfully unbelievable, I think, for as close and as big a loss as it was, and in short a period of time. It was unbelievable.
We'll take two more with Audrey and Chris.
Going off of that a little bit then, how much do you think that he views this place as like a safe place, a place where he feels connected to not only his teammates, but the coaches and maybe even the community in general for him to want to play? How much do you think he feels safe here in that aspect?
Well, something happened at the end of our shoot-around today. Go from shoot-around to our pregame meal, and I got everybody off, and I had to meet with the TV people that were doing the game tonight. And Cash stayed out there and shot at Kai and Reggie, and I've seen that so many times. The three of them in the gym, whether it be back at UD High School, whether it be at Michigan State, you know, Reggie runs a rec center, and that's how they were brought up, that's what they do. And I just went out and told them, I said, this is probably where you're supposed to be, even though I don't know if I could do it, but it probably is. And I think you said it very well. It's not only the coaches and the players, but the community. You know, I was proud of Michigan State and proud of our community tonight because there was a warm feeling, you know, and it was, it made me feel good.
That's obviously you got Stephen in tonight. You've got Xavier, who's got a daughter. Obviously the moment with Reg and his sons, I guess. What can you tell? I mean, that's obviously the hardest loss a parent's going to have to deal with. I mean, like, how do you process that?
You know, I remember reading something on, you know, the most stressful things, and losing a child, I think, is number one on the list. You know, and so I don't think, heaven forbid if anyone's in here, but I don't think many of us could understand how that would be. But I'll close by saying this. You always talk about how fragile life is. And you know, I've been told for 60 years that every day you wake up, you're blessed, you're lucky. The only one that says it on a daily basis for me is Tom Tom. But it is fragile, and it kind of makes you reassess and think how much you should appreciate the opportunities you have, because none of us do. None of us complain about our jobs. I get to be in a place and watch a kid go through this and think that I have a chance to help him. It's incredible. But when you leave here tonight, whoever it is, son, daughter, older mother, father, wife or husband, it'd do you good to tell them you love them and you appreciate them. And it would do you a lot of good. And any of the people closest to you that you say that. You say it, and you say it, and you say it. Because one morning you wake up and everything's one way. And by 9 o'clock that night, everything's another way. and then you don't get a chance to say it. So I told my team after, I loved every one of them. And I told them that I was proud of Marcus Bingham. Because last night, when I got to the hotel, Cash had just found out, and he was in Mike Garland's room. I have a coach stay there the night before, and they were all in the room. So I took Cash and went downstairs, and him and I sat there and waited for his brother to come. And Marcus Bingham, I was told later, stood up, and Marcus doesn't say a word. And he said, everybody in this room, go to your room, call your family members and tell them you love them. Now for Marcus to say that, you don't understand it because you don't know him that well. But it was like, I said to Mike, who said that? And you know, sometimes you gotta make and learn and grow from positive things and negative things. And last night, I probably grew as a coach, as a person, as a father. And just do what I said. I know sometimes you don't like to do what I say, but this is one time, do what I say. You'll be better off. And thank you for the way you handled everything, and, you know, kind of talk to our guys, but, you know, it's gonna be hard for them to answer a lot of questions, but, you know, you're open to do what you gotta do, and I promise you the locker rooms will always be open at Michigan State.